Hi loves, on today's episode of Cooking Basics with Abby, we'll be discussing the term marinating. I know you must have heard this term so many times in recipes. First, what exactly is marinating? Marinating is the process of soaking food in seasoned liquid or spice mix before you go ahead to cook. Before we proceed, let's differentiate between marinade and marinate. People tend to confuse this. Marinade is the sauce or the spice mixture that you use to coat your food, mostly proteins, which allows it to tenderize and also adds flavor to it. While marinate is the process of soaking the food, the process of allowing all those spices get into your protein before you go ahead to cook. The marinade is the noun and marinate is the verb. I hope you guys understand that. Now let's proceed. I'm sure so many times when you see recipes that ask you to marinate your protein or your food for 8 hours overnight and all of that, you keep wondering, why do I have to do this? Marinating your food helps to tenderize and also infuse a lot of flavors into the food. When deciding on the type of marinade that you want to make, there are things to put into consideration. However, there are 2 options of marinade that you can make: the wet marinade and the dry marinade or the dry rub. Let's discuss wet marinade. As the name implies, wet marinade. This usually has a liquid or a paste-like texture. It includes ingredients like cooking oil, vinegar, yogurt, wine, basically whatever it is that you add to all the spices and herbs that you're mixing, and it's going to give it that liquid or paste-like consistency. That's your wet marinade. When making your wet marinade, you don't want the consistency to be too thin. You want it to have a paste-like texture so that all of those flavor can properly, penetrate into the protein. If the marinade is too thin, then it will only get to about 1/4 inch of the protein. The outside will be tasty, but then when you get into the protein, it's not going to have as much flavor as you want it to have. This is the kind of marinade that you use when you're slow cooking, when you're grilling, and you have to allow it to marinate for a longer period of time. Now to the dry marinade. The dry marinade is very similar to your wet marinade, minus the liquid ingredients. The mixture of spices and herbs for your dry marinade usually creates a crust on the outer part of the protein, and it also amplifies the flavor of the protein. The dry marinade is great for searing, is great for your grills, is great for slow cooking as well, and also this penetrates quicker than the wet marinade. In conclusion, the dry marinade or the dry rub is great for times that you need to sear. It also works for slow cooking, for oven grilling, and when you want that charred flavor from your smoke grill, the dry marinade is best for it. Also, if you do not have the luxury of waiting for hours to allow the wet marinade penetrate properly, then the dry rub is best. Finally, the wet marinade is great if you're going the route of slow cooking or slow grilling. I love to use this for my chicken because it gives it enough time for the flavor to get into the chicken and also tenderize the chicken properly. And that's it, guys. I hope I've been able to explain properly the best way that I can. If you have any questions, let me know in the comment section and I'm definitely going to answer them. Bye.